Hello everyone, my name is Joshua Econi and you're watching the Joshua Econi Unfiltered show live here on YouTube if you're catching it on YouTube, and we welcome you to another amazing episode. And today we're discussing very interesting things, and this show here looks at discussing very controversial issues, political stuff and human interest, and that will bring to you that if a topic is trending and we think you deserve to know about it in depth, we do our research and give this information to you as it is. So please do us a favor right now by subscribing and by hitting the subscribe button. You can like this video if you're enjoying it, or at a later point, maybe we've just begun, and also you can leave a comment at some point if you think something has touched you and you want to share an opinion. You're also most welcome to drop your comment here as well. And today we're talking about a very interesting topic, one topic that is covering the entire time. It might be a little bit long, and we're talking about the arrest of LP Shaddy, Batman Carlos and Atiku Jerry. And also, just so you know, today I'm going to do a lot of reading, and for a lot of you who've been complaining, Joshua, you read too much stuff. Man, this particular one, I really have to read something, because then I need to get accuracy of this information as much as possible. And so I'm going to look on the side here a lot. I don't know if this is my left or right for you who is watching right now. For me, this currently is my left hand side. And so I'm going to look on my screen on the laptop or that is placed this side here. I'm going to look at it a lot because I want to be sure that whatever information that I'm giving you is actually very accurate, because some of you have been seeing what's going on, but you have no clue of what exactly is happening. So that's what I try to, so that's exactly what I'm going to try to achieve here today by giving you all the information of what's going on currently about these trending stories. Well, now we're going to go back to the beginning, to the absolute alpha of this particular story of what's happening. We'll give you a background of this story, and then I'll also be able to give you what's happening currently at the moment at the time of us recording this video. And so taking you very back to exactly what has happened. For those of you who have seen on the internet, oh, LP Shaddy has been arrested, this guy Batman Carlos has been arrested, and all these things. So I'm going to take you from the beginning. Now, according to the West Nile Regional Police spokesperson Josephine Anguchia, one musician, because there are three people but one musician Irshad Abdul Aziz aka LP Shaddy was arrested among two other people. That is one, Musa Afoyroth, aka Batman Carlos, who is a TikToker, and then we also have Robert Atiku, aka Jerizo Manizo, who is a celebrated radio personality, and over allegations of defaming Mr. Angudubo Emmanuel. I think this the correct pronunciation is Angudubo Emmanuel, who is actually the current assistant deputy town clerk of Arua City. Now, these guys who were arrested, the three were initially actually charged with offensive communication, and then this charge was later on amended to something else, which I'm going to also be able to share with you exactly what that was, how that went about. But before we move into the details of this particular story, I would just like to quickly give you in about a minute who these three gentlemen are before I'm able to give you what actually happened. Now, starting with Atiku Jerry. Atiku Jerry has been a very calm but extremely controversial radio host for so many years. Started at Nile FM, went to I think Arua One, went to Radio Party, I don't know, at some point. So Atiku Jerry is a celebrated media personality for so many years. And again, like I told you, started at many of these media houses. And he has been controversial in his own ways, but not really so much. He's, for all these years has kept his respect for people. And he says outrageous stuff, but most of the times he's most respected. Currently, I think he's still on radio. I'm not sure as of now. But he's been a media personality for quite some time. Now, second person we have on the list is Batman Carlos, who I mentioned earlier. Musa Afoyroth was the name that we received of this gentleman. Interestingly, he says he's in Aringa, but that Afoyroth name sounds like it's an Alur name, and this was the name given by the police spokesperson, Josephine Anguchia. And so this guy, Batman Carlos, is a very, 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 very notorious TikToker, known for being slightly aggressive in his kind of content, and also does sometimes very abusive content, to be honest with you. And one of the things that actually he did was, abuse Monopoly bad character. I think they had a small issue, and he decided to rant on Monopoly bad character. Let me actually show you the video of him talking about Monopoly bad character.
Wagwan, my Batman Carlos is so uchungu na da mara ma joman kijo ala me deniaro so molopole mame suwa ivarate venga maro mazarao gule muju so timali bilega so ma suwa jirira a suwa tavama so ija imu komende se mi support gule kini maba matila ba ijujo miri kini ma muju suwa molopole ya endra ala mini jola me tistiriki to mocho ya midiku ivarate me kana tisto ya medo ya ale ya midiku si joma jomra meeting dukuro le me zo amako ivarate uro lo ma yimidi sendera mfinguru molopolo mfinguru da dama ale dor ndra me der ale ndra ngumi si mecho machoko le ma lo menda na mecho ta me dejo suku so le me zo amako ivarate.
So right there, you've seen that. That was Batman Carlos ranting on Monopoly bad character for supporting Gule, who is also a TikToker, when I think they had some issue here and there. So that is kindly the kind of stuff that Batman Carlos puts out there. And why I'm playing this video is very important for us to understand the kind of person we're dealing with, because in the future, after him, I'll be able to explain to you exactly what is happening with this particular gentleman. Now, also there's a story that came around that a video was circulating actually on the internet that this particular guy, also Batman Carlos, was being beaten by some of his relatives. Apparently, they reported news by then. I'm not sure if this is the exact truth because we didn't get all the details out. The story was that he was beaten for insulting a businessman, and he was abusing that guy. So the family, the uncles, decided to get the man and beat him properly. And so that was crazy, so crazy. One of the things that this gentleman does, one of the most interesting things about this gentleman, Batman Carlos, is that he has been able to successfully, rub shoulders with very big shots in the industry, yeah, like in the country. Political people and people figure he's done this particularly well. I don't know how is it. I really credit Batman Carlos for meeting a number of these people, and one of the people that he actually met, as you can see on the screen right now, is a gentleman by the names of General Taban Amin, who is actually currently the Deputy Director General for Special Operations for ISO, Internal Security Organization. And also, of course, a son to, yes, you must have guessed right, for those who have seen him for the very first time, you must have guessed correctly, he's actually the son to the former president, His Excellency Idi Amin Dada. So Batman Carlos has been able to rub shoulders with this particular guy. Actually, he has made a couple of content on TikTok. If you go to his Batman Carlos's TikTok page, he has made so many videos with this gentleman in copy, with this gentleman in the videos. So, and very crazy, very interesting things. He's been able to meet this guy. Probably so many people, even us in this in the world of entertainment and celebrities, I think we've probably failed to meet this gentleman if we wanted to. But Batman Carlos was able to meet this guy. So kudos to this guy for doing that. Now, also, Honorable Evelyn Anite, this gentleman also has met Anite casually as well. Anite is Honorable is the State Minister of Finance for Investment and Privatization in Uganda. And Batman Carlos does a lot of content for the hotel, that is the Hotel Le Confidentiel, that is owned by Honorable Evelyn Anite. And I think that's probably where they met, and he does a lot of videos there. So he has also rubbed shoulders with the Honorable, the Minister, and of course the Honorable Atima Jackson Lee Buti, who is the current Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division. As you can also see on the screen right now, this gentleman has also been able to rub shoulders with this gentleman, this particular guy as well. So he has been in a very interesting places and has met very interesting people that most of us, even if we wanted to meet them some time ago, we couldn't meet them. So for him, that's a big kudos. However, my only problem is that with the kind of content this gentleman makes, I think personally, this is just my opinion, I'm not very sure why these people, but by the they're just more. I've just given you an example of a few people because I don't want to bore you guys with long lists of, you can go check his TikTok videos and watch them. And so for me, according to me, I don't think it's very right for these people to, associate with this gentleman. I know they're looking for fame, relevance, and for popularity through this gentleman. He has a lot of following currently on TikTok. I think even bigger than me. I think he has more followers than myself. So maybe that is why they're getting to this guy. But I would say that it's if I was in the department of advising these people, I would probably tell them not to be too close to this gentleman because of the kind of stuff he does. He's very abusive, very arrogant on social media. I think that's dangerous. Of course, I understand things of full figure and the rest of these other things. I do understand, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, like I mentioned, he was arrested as well. But it was actually released by the time I was recording this video. I think about 2-3 days ago, he was released already. Badman Chorus was released. And also Atiku Jerry, by the way, was released. I didn't mention that earlier. Jerry was released. He was the first person to be released. He made a video telling people that being inside there was not an easy thing and stuff like that. Let's just maybe watch that video for Atiku Jerry and then we can come back here.
In the Udas Kisbayonga, near Comalia in there, Michio Nico, Atudas Kismucho, Mimufi, was Malia, but Mimusu, Efio, Minivitu Malia, Aletuta, or Corsi, the county clerk, assistant, deputy assistant county clerk in it, was looking for that was a very big blunder. Museum they do, Marua, Tuta, Devora, and my Mangolo piece, my Itica Mangolo piece. So, Basil Kivini, AK Foria, AK Football, all of them.
So basically, for those who don't understand that language, Jerry is just saying that he's thankful to the deputy town clerk, the gentleman that is in question right now, who actually took the mean, thanking him for forgiving him, and all this kind of stuff. He's admitting to doing wrong and hoping that he could do better. So Jerry was the first person to be released. And then, yes, like I mentioned, we have Badman Carlos also was released as well just a few days ago. Of course, as usual, first thing he did, go on the internet, record a video blasting a fellow TikToker called Gule Mubarak. Telling people that when he was inside there, Gule Mubarak wanted to record his video, and then he became he hid himself, and so he was abusing Gule Mubarak, telling people how I am a big boy, have people that I wouldn't stay in there for long and stuff like that. So that basically is about these two gentlemen. That is Badman Carlos and Atiku Jerry. Now, my biggest focus goes to the one and only in this story, LP Shaddy. Now, what is happening with LP Shaddy is quite interesting. And for those who do not know LP Shaddy is a singer, musician, songwriter, producer, I think also in Arua, West Nile. He's done so many music. I think he started singing way back publicly and officially, I think back in 2015, 14, 15, 16. That's when we got to know the guy. So about 10 years ago. And so LP Shaddy has been very controversial. He has sung very weird songs, even of recent days. I think it's become a little bit worse. He sang a song called Pulling My Back, which in local language translated, that's Pulling My Back is translated in English, but the actual word in Lugbarati is, Afazine Mase. What that actually translates is like a man ejaculating. When a man is releasing, going to climax, ejaculating, that's actually what LP Shaddy is trying to say in that song. And he said so many other things in that song which I won't put focus there. Interestingly, some radio stations I had, because this song came out when I was still in Arua, living in Arua, and some of these particular songs, unfortunately some of the media houses were playing them. Where I was working, yes, we understood this wasn't music to push, so we didn't play it, but it still played in other medias. It played very well, other stations. And for me, these are the kind of things maybe I would think the political leaders and everyone needs to look at more, not the next thing that I'm going to say here, what LP Shaddy said on TV. We'll get there at a later point. He even sang a song called Imbe, which was also a very, very sexual song as well. Now, what Imbe means is like, to eat a woman, basically, like if a woman gives, eat. And in that particular song, he mentioned a couple of names there of radio presenters like Patient Sugar, Abiria, I think, and the many names that he mentioned there, that if those females give you, please eat. Or lick it, something like that. Imbe means direct translation is leak, so something like that. So But I know probably this was he spoke to the media personality, the females, and they had this conversation. But the only problem is that particular song, he was, rating the beauty of some of the female singers in West Nile, and particularly something caught my attention in that particular song of Imbe was a female rapper, G Swagger. Now, interestingly, female rapper LP Shaddy is a rapper, and this lady is also a rapper, and they've had some weird beef for quite some time. And so in that period of time, LP Shaddy actually dissed this woman and said that the rapper G Swagger, female woman rapper, after mentioning the name, he just did it was spitting down, literally saying G Swagger was not beautiful, or G Swagger was ugly. If there was anything LP Shaddy said, which is the next thing I want to talk about now. If anything that LP Shaddy said, I think, we could have started noticing this thing much earlier. Not today that, LP Shaddy is abusing women of Aru and stuff like that. There's things that he has been putting in music and stuff like that. And once again, I think some of his friends has dissed them in songs as well, like Freeboy Adams, the Kwatesimo guy. He mentioned that in one of the songs that Freeboy had a volleyball team of girls. And so those kind of stuff, if there was anything to raise, it should have come much, much earlier, not just today. Maybe there's time for everything. Now let's move on to our second issue here, which is now the current issue with the assistant deputy town clerk of Arua City. That's Mr. Angudubo Emmanuel, or most people call him Emma. Now I've known Emma for quite some time. I've worked with Emma with his brand that they used to do. I think they still do. He was, I think, part of the team that does the kids festival, one of the biggest kids festival in Arua City in West Nile, and they do this actually every year. I think once or twice. I think once, yeah. And they've always done it at OPM grounds in Arua City. And so I've always, I think there was a time I did for them voiceover for one of these events. And, that's how I got to meet the guy, gentleman, and then we had conversations and stuff left, right, center there. Now, going to this story of what is happening between the assistant town clerk and him having LP Shaddy arrested and put right now actually in prison. What exactly is going on? So before I move on further with this particular story, I'm just going to play you a video of the regional police spokesperson for Western Region. That is Josephine Anguchia. Her address, she gave an address, and this is exactly what the lady actually mentioned. Let's listen to this.
It is true that Arua Central Business Division Police is holding 3 people over a case of offensive communication contrary to Section 25 of Computer Misuse Act. The 3 people who are in custody are Irishahad Abdul Aziz, locally known as LP Shaddy. There is Musa Ofoiroth, also known as Badman Carlos. The third one is called Article Robert, also known as Jerry. Irshad Abdul Aziz, who is known as LP Shaddy, is a musician. Then Musa Ofoiroth, also known as Badman Carlos, is a TikToker. Atiku Jerry is a radio presenter. It so happened that on 17th last month, one called the Irshad Abdul Aziz, also known as LP Shaddy, had a video interview where he described women badly. He particularly described Lugbara women, actual women of Barua, that they are not nice. He claimed that one part of the women can be nice, but the other part can be very bad. He went ahead to say that if the face of the women of Arua is good, other parts can be bad, and that if other parts are okay, the face can be very bad. So that is how he was describing women in a video which was circulating on TikTok.
Now, Host TV posted this video on the 23rd of October 2025 on the official TikTok handle of Host TV. and in this particular video, LP Shaddy actually, according to the spokesperson, LP Shaddy made derogatory remarks about women from Arua, and claiming that if one part of a woman was nice, the other part can be bad, saying if the face is good, other parts are bad. So I'm going to play for that video of what LP Shaddy said. Let's take a look at this.
Me, I can admire girls, but most of these Arua girls, when I admire them, there's one or two things that is not right with them. I can admire you have nice face, the legs are funny. You can have nice legs, the nose is funny. You can have a good body, the stomach is that side. You're checking yourself to see what is wrong.
Okay, that video was to me a little bit funny. First thing, that video was actually just about 23 seconds. 23 seconds that has caused so much issues right now. So that's why, guys, as we move on in life, technology is going to start affecting us in very weird ways. 23 seconds of a clip has changed the life of LP Shaddy today. Now, after this video was released, it went viral. Everyone was watching it. People were commenting on it. Oh, how can you say this? How can you say this? How can you say that? How can you do? No, it quite went viral. Then, during the launch of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, Mr. Emmanuel Dubo, who is the Assistant Deputy Town Clerk of Arua City, publicly condemned the remarks made by LP Shaddy, saying these were abusive comments to women, and demanded a public apology from LP Shaddy. Here's actually the video clip of the town clerk, assistant town clerk, talking about this issue.
And now I want to take this opportunity to sound a warning. There's an artist here called LP Shaddy. I've been watching his TikTok, and in that TikTok video, he's abusing women, that the women in Western Nile, in Arua, don't have nyas. I want to warn him, and I want him to desist from such violence. And I think we have noted this, and we are going to take different measures to ensure that we take actions against him. Or else he comes out publicly and he apologizes. Because we are not now in the era of where we think women are either useless, they do not contribute to our society.
So both of these videos that I've played for you from these officials, each of them has a certain error that I'm going to unveil a little bit later. But before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking this video, my name is Joshua Econi, and you're watching Joshua Econi Unfiltered. And I'm so happy that you're here on YouTube if you're watching us from here. And thank you so much for those who are streaming live as this is being aired right now. Thank you so much for coming through. Please drop in the comment section where you're watching us from. And also, if you're liking the video so far, please subscribe to our channel. And you can leave a like on this particular video. And also, please continue commenting of what you're hearing and how you think this is transpiring. So moving on, and after that video came out, after asking LP Shaddy to apologize, what did LP Shaddy do? LP Shaddy dropped another video, dropped it on TikTok on the 23rd of November. And allegedly, according to now what the police spokesperson and other people have mentioned, that allegedly launched personal attacks and defamatory remarks on Mr. Emmanuel. And this video was posted actually on 23rd of November. So let's take a look at it and then we come back.
Yeah, this is the mighty King Kong LP Shaddy. I also want to sound a warning, a very strong and powerful warning to these people talking about me, especially Simanya, the office of Simanya Oba, assistant something town clerk. If you don't know the law, that is not my problem, because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I need to tell you one. Secondly, if you don't know your job description, shut up your mouth, resign, and go home and dig, or go and relax with these bunches of girlfriends you have. Go and relax and entertain them. Do you understand? I'm sounding a warning to you. This should be the last time you poke your nose into matters that don't concern you. I never insulted anyone here. That's one. Not your mother, not your sister, not your funny girlfriends, no. I never. And this should be the last time you try to intimidate me. And no, this your intimidation is politically motivated. But you cannot handle me. I'm a brand and you are not. I'm a celebrity and you are not. You are a civil servant. Do your civil servant work in peace.
Man, my God. That was very hard to watch. I think if you're able to look at this kind of video, you most definitely, as an individual, you know something like this could actually, really land in your problems. Because with these funny girlfriends of yours, all this kind of stuff, I think because this video goes on for like 9 minutes, I might not be able to play all of it. You can go and watch this video if you want. And so I think this was LP Shaddy should have known something like this could have really cost him some issues. Yes, now whether this is illegal or not, I'm not sure about this, and I'm going to give you a take of what a lawyer has said about this particular story a little bit later. But for me, that was a little bit scary, even from a personal, from an individual standpoint. And so that exactly is what LP Shaddy. So this video is what actually really annoyed Mr. Angudubo so much, Mr. Emmanuel so much, because following this video, Angudubo Emmanuel subsequently actually reported the matter to Arua Central Police Station, where the police immediately launched an investigation and then recorded statements from initially 3 of the gentlemen, because they featured in some of the videos. I've not been able to lay my hands on it. But I'm just going to talk here particularly about LP Shaddy. So they arrested LP Shaddy and took a statement from him about what happened, and immediately he was actually detained. And they slept, I think, a night or two together at the police station, him, Jerry, and Batman Carlos. And then when Jerry came out, Batman Carlos was still in police custody. And then after that, LP Shaddy was actually remanded to Arua, to Uganda prisons, Arua, particularly Arua side. And so this happened on Thursday, or December 4th, 2025. This is when LP Shaddy was arrested. Now, according to a New Vision report, New Vision story that was posted actually on the website on the 7th of December, Mr. Emmanuel Angudubo, through his lawyers, is actually seeking for 105 million Ugandan shillings in damages. So this is the story, this is the money in damages that the assistant town clerk is asking for from LP Shaddy. I don't know if this money is there or not, I'm not sure, but it's up to 105 million Ugandan shillings in damages. This is a lot. Now, note and remember that carefully, that actually before LP Shaddy was arrested, and just a few days after dropping the other video, immediately dropped another video on the 30th of November on his TikTok. LP Shaddy shared a video blasting Arua City Council for poor performance, saying Arua City was a dirty city compared to other cities like Gulu and so on. And so he went on. And actually, here's a clip of him talking about Arua City.
Arua City Council, wagwan. Are you people working? You people are enjoying, relaxing, sleeping? Or you people, what are you people doing there? Let us really be serious for once. What are you people doing there at the council? You guys have council meetings every week, week in, week out. What do you people discuss in those council meetings? If you've really traveled, if you're exposed, you will understand that this thing we have here is not called even a city. It does not even fit to be called a city, this place. Arua is very dirty. Go to Gulu. I think Gulu is one of the most cleanest cities in Uganda here. Arua doesn't have street lights. Once upon a time, this other road of Inyao Road used to be one of the most beautiful streets. In the night, there were lights all over the place. I don't know who gave you people idea, or who is your man in charge of procurement. You people went and bought some junk stuff. You put it there, and those are now lights. Those things worked for 1 week and they went off. Since they went off, go to that road. Very dark. There's nothing serious there. I can't blame you people much. Your city is congested. Your city is smelling shit. Your city is dirty. Yes. You people don't want people to talk. I don't know the kind of councillors or the kind of leaders these people voted. The only good thing about Arua City is the people.
So going to LP Shaddy's comments of this video, if you check on his TikTok, most people actually saying, you know what, that's probably one of the reasons also he was arrested and all this kind of stuff coupled with the other video that he made. This is probably one of the reasons why this gentleman arrested. Now, as we move on at this particular time of recording this video, LP Shaddy was actually remanded to Uganda prisons Arua on the 8th of, this was on Monday, by the time of recording this video, it was Monday this week, on the 8th of December by Arua Grade 1 Magistrate, Her Worship, Christine Amalingat. And LP Shaddy is set to appear again in court until Monday, 15th of December, 2025, after he pleaded not guilty to the offense of cyber harassment. And if you like this video so far, please subscribe to my channel. That's Joshua Econi Unfiltered. And also you can like the video, drop a comment of your feedback, and we'll be good to go. So what happens if someone is found guilty of cyber harassment? For example, a person who commits cyber harassment is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 72 currency points. Okay, 72. So you know, in the in law in Uganda, when they're giving you a fine, they give it in currency points. I'm going to convert to you what amount this is. So anyone who is found liable or convicted will either pay a fine not exceeding 72 currency points, or they will suffer not exceeding 3 years in prison. Okay, so those are the punishments if you're found guilty of cyber harassment. Or you can even have both of them at some instances. Now, one currency point in Uganda equates to about 20,000 Ugandan shillings. That's one currency point. So about 72 currency point equals to about 1.4 million 40,000 Ugandan shillings. So LP Shaddy, if found guilty of cyber harassment, either can go to prison for about less than 3 years, not exceeding 3 years, or he will be able to pay 1.4 million 40,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, moving on forward, something very interesting happened in the course of all this. A very known lawyer that works with the NBS television by the name of Obadiah Ismail, who is a very known friend of LP Shaddy actually for so many years. And he works with Next Media as a legal person. So Obadiah Ismail is a seasoned legal expert with a strong background in corporate governance, regulatory compliance, and media law. He is the chief of legal and regulatory compliance and company secretary for Next Media. And so he's also very close friends with LP Shaddy, and he actually he spoke to Radio Parties on a phone call, Radio Parties 90.9 FM on the program called Good Morning West Nile that has Suso on that particular show. And he said a couple of things, and I'm just going to quickly play for you the audio of what this gentleman said, the lawyer's perspective of what he said, and then I'll give you some of the transcript of what he said, and then I'll give you my opinion. So let's listen to what Ismail Obadiah actually mentioned.
Yeah. LP Shaddy has a team of lawyers, so whereas right now I'm not personally the lawyer for the case, but indeed I've been following it. After the LP Shaddys were arrested, Anguchia went on online or to the press or radio. Yokini Bares, the LP Shaddy Kia Fapie, because of JRPA, because of offensive communication. They did not know that offensive communication of a constitutional court rule for unconstitutional. Yeah. But now that tells you that this particular case, it is politically motivated. But like arrest the LP Shaddy. Like LP Shaddy Pini Oko to show that, you know, I am a powerful man. Yeah. I can arrest you. So what in the complaint some of us have put Mari Adze Mandesi Ban LP Shaddy Jizu police hearing. They decided to amend this charge. Amend the key charge from offensive communication to cyber stalking, which is another worse one. Asconi, here is serious. When you look at cyber stalking in the law, It speaks to any person who willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly uses electronic communication to harass another person and makes a threat with the intent to place that person in reasonable fear. Assistant clerk, between assistant clerk and LP Shaddy, who can put another one in fear? And Moko Ndeaziriten. It is the clerk. LP Shaddy does not have any power to put even the assistant clerk in fear. So when you look at the point, that's why you cannot arrest a person when there is no charge. First of all, as said, LP Shaddy Pini intention to sue. Intention to sue claim defamation. Defamation is a civil matter, only criminal matter. Arrest this civil matter. The best you can do, you win your case, for damages issue, compensation, by your LP Shaddy indeed defamed you, but when you look at the elements of defamation, your LP Shaddy is not defamation. That's why some of us who advise him, we told him that because this is a political matter, it is because of mandatory law, what is morally right is not necessarily illegal. And what is illegal may not necessarily be morally right. So, Baba key emotions here in Malia, because of what LP Shaddy, he didn't even mention Nyashless. It is the assistant clerk who went on his press in Njayo Nyashitra. He can video LP Shaddy mention you as in Nyashitra. So that means he even lied. Him himself as assistant clerk has to be sued. He added things that LP Shaddy didn't say. But what LP Shaddy declared and stated in that interview was all about opinion. You come and arrest me. That is very unreasonable. We cannot have a community where people who have power, they decide to guide you on what you should say. What you can arrest LP Shaddy for is defamation. What you can arrest him for if he insulted people, abused people. But everybody knows LP Shaddy. He acts like a gangster, but deep down that's not who he is. He does all these things for fame and for popularity. But the line he did not cross. Even the video he went ahead and did after. He can video done. Njayo corruption madria. Njayo of I have a right to abuse to say you're stupid. That is protected in the constitution. You know, everybody has a right to annoy the leaders, especially when you're in public office. Somebody has a right to demand that you do better. You get? You can call somebody stupid. It is not illegal. But yes, I cannot insult you. I cannot belittle you. When you look at all that video of LP Shaddy, he did not insult the man. And some of them were opinions. Even in defamation, they say reducing in the right-thinking members of the society. Those tests were not met. But Ibaziki more popular, like Lo and Ripiniki Ningoni, Afarua de Amabambo.
We are more powerful.
What they forget is that the law has a very long arm. And Rumimi power the king now. But at the end of the day, when this ends, you can be sued for malicious prosecution and you'll be held accountable. Now, because that cyber talking test doesn't stand.
Very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. So he mixed some of the things in the local language, but he also mentioned some of them in English. So for those who didn't listen, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what he said. And so, first of all, he started by confirming that LP Shaddy has a team of lawyers who are working on this particular case right now. He also said that at the moment of that call, he wasn't part of the team. Maybe at the moment of this video being released, he could have been part of the team or not yet still. And so, secondly, he also said that the Western Nile Regional Police spokesperson, Josephine Anguchia, while official briefing about this case, the video I played for you earlier, which I said there was a mistake. So I said there were two mistakes of the videos that I played for you. One from the video of the spokesperson, and then the second was from also the video of actually Emmanuel himself, the assistant town clerk. So on this particular video of Josephine Anguche, the spokesperson, she's mentioned that on this briefing that the team, by then, the team of the three people, including, of course, LP Shaddy, was being charged with offensive communication. According to Section 25, offensive communication in Uganda, primarily defined under Section 25 of the Computer Misuse Act of 2011, it criminalizes using electronic means to disturb someone's peace or privacy. However, on January of 2023, the Constitutional Court unanimously agreed and declared this section unconstitutional, citing vagueness and infringement of free expression, effectively nullifying it and ordering an immediate halt to its enforcement. So technically, Section 25, which is offensive communication that was actually put by Josephine Anguchia, the communications, the spokesperson for police in West Nile. Technically, that charge is actually null and void. It doesn't exist. This is according to what Obadiah Ismail, the lawyer, this is what he has mentioned. And also going to even do more research, this is actually confirmed. And so ideally, if that was the case, El Prishad is not supposed to actually be in courts of law. If that's actually what's happened, he's not supposed to be in courts, he's not supposed to be in prison, he's supposed to be behind the cells, because that particular case, that particular charge, actually just does not exist, because it was marked null and void for infringement of free speech and stuff like that. So that was the first mistake that was made when this charge was being read at that particular time. And according to LP Shaddy, according to Obadiah, this can actually be liability for LP Shaddy to counter sue at a later point in time. Now, moving forward, Obadiah also said that this arrest was politically motivated. El Prishadi also mentioned this as well in his early video about when he was speaking about when he was addressing the assistant town clerk. He mentioned probably this was politically motivated as well. He mentioned this, and of course, another. So he also claimed, Obadiah claimed that after noticing this error. On Monday, 8th of December, this is according once again to Obadiah, he said that they actually amended the charge to offensive communication from offensive communication to cyber stalking. Now, the current charge once again is not this, but these are things that were claimed by Obadiah, the lawyer. He says that this charge was amended from offensive communication when they put pressure, the lawyers put pressure, and when these people noticed this, they had to amend the charge from offensive communication to cyber stalking. Now, what is cyber stalking? Defined in Section 26 of also the Computer Misuse Act of 2011. According to Section 26, which is cyber stalking, it means that any person who willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly uses electronic communication to harass another person and makes a threat with the intent to place that person in reasonable fear for his or her safety, or to a member of that person's immediate family, commits the crime of cyber stalking and is liable on convictions to a fine not exceeding 120 currency points or imprisonment not exceeding 5 years or both. Now, Obadiah also claims that the assistant town clerk is in a much position to threaten LP Shaddy, not LP Shaddy threatening the assistant town clerk. And so he says this again could not be, this charge could not hold a lot of water based on that particular fact, that at least having common sense in play, the person here who could be at risk, and now we've seen El Prishad is behind the bars, could be El Prishad, not of course the assistant town clerk, that is Emmanuel Angudubo. Now, he also claims that both charges are unconstitutional and that the file should be annulled, and saying that the arrests are actually legal and they are politically motivated. Now, he further heads to say something else. He says that the valid case for this particular issue could have been, as a lawyer, defamation, which is a civil case matter, not even a criminal matter. So he thinks that maybe they could give the charge of defamation, which could be solved in a civil court, not in a criminal court. And this probably would, if the town clerk, assistant town clerk, won this case, there would be compensation, which again I think is what initially Mr. Angudubo had in mind when he said he wanted 105 million Ugandan shillings. When he had that in mind, I think he was looking from the perspective of having this as a defamation case, not as, some of these cases that have been mentioned here. And now he also moves on forward. I also told you that there was another video of which I played, the one for Angudubo Emmanuel, the assistant town clerk. His video also had a little bit of an error there as well when I played that video. Now, in that video, he mentioned that El Prishadi mentioned that women, the women of Arua had small nyash. Now, according to the counsel or lawyer Obadiah, El Prishadi could actually also counter sue this gentleman for misrepresenting what he said, because he never mentioned the part of nyash, and then it was added by who? by the assistant town clerk. So this could also be a counter sue for LP Shaddy. This is what Badia mentioned here as well. And so that's what he actually claimed, that maybe what LP Shaddy said was morally wrong, but it wasn't actually legal, right? So that's what this gentleman was at least able to mention here. And then he affirms that whatever LP Shaddy said on Host TV was actually just merely an opinion. It wasn't something that should have been worried about, and that people shouldn't have taken this as a very serious matter. And then he also said that the second video where he talked about, saying that you're stupid and stuff like that, he says that we Ugandans have the right to, constitutionally, we have the ability to annoy our leaders without having to be put behind bars. That's what the gentleman in particular said. So these are the things that have happened in this short period of time, and the crazy things. And the episode is yet to be produced on Monday. By the time of recording this video, Monday 15th of December is set to be released. And maybe we'll see what goes on there. If you're liking this video, you can do us a favor by hitting the subscribe button of my YouTube channel. And you can also please leave a comment on this video, or you can like this video if you're finding it interesting, because next time I drop a video, you'll be YouTube will notify you that I've dropped a video, so you'll be among the first people to ensure that you watch this video yourself first. Now, as we conclude, what is my take in all these issues? Number one, I think the person here we are ignoring in all this thing. We're talking about LP Shaddy, we're talking about this, we're talking about this. There's someone that we're ignoring, and this is probably the most biggest culprit in all this. And this person is actually Host TV. Host TV, for me, is one of the people who has to be put accountable, who has to be investigated for causing all this mayhem. Now, for those who do not know, Host TV is an online TV which is situated in Arua, and it looks like Host TV is the one that is actually platforming all this chaos, and they're doing this on purpose. All right. So someone will ask me, oh, Joshua, why do you have a lot of authority? Why do you talk about Host TV and stuff on all this kind of stuff? Now, if you look, I'm going to just quickly share with you my screen here. Now, if you're looking at my screen right now, I have two files on my laptop. One is Host TV program guide, and one is TV program guide. And this happened, actually, I saved this document. If you look at the date here, I saved this document on the 29th of July 2023, about 2 years ago when I saved this document. So I have a little bit of understanding of Host TV. Why? Because I was actually supposed to be one of the owners of Host TV when this existed. So we are supposed to be about 4 guys handling Host TV that particular time when we met, when it was just beginning. And so I'm telling you this because I have a little bit of authority when I'm speaking about this for you. I had a conversation with about a month ago with Aldo. When I saw all these things, I decided to call Aldo particularly and talk to him. I said, look here, gentlemen, something is not right. You guys are about to cause chaos. And this was before the LP Shaddy saga, I think. I think so, yes. No. I think the LP Shaddy thing had happened. No, I don't think so. I think it was, it was way before. So especially there was a video that they had pinned, and they had pinned the video. I think it's still pinned right now. If you go to the TikTok of this gentleman and of Host TV, unless they removed it on TikTok, but they pinned this video of Rega Python, a singer who said, who was claiming that Eddie Kenzo and Jem Kennedy are thieves. West Nile musicians are mad people, and so many other things. Here's the video. Let's just take a look at it.
Eddie Kenzo is a thief. Jem Kennedy is a thief. Musicians of West Nile are mad people. Mark me well, I'm on media. Zigzag and Man Porto, these are opportunities. Bakoro is the confusion. Everybody has a venue here where I'm mentioning. Me, I'm independent. I'm a commando. I'm a soldier. I work alone. And I work the best. I work smart. That's why you don't hear me making videos in these confusions. And I'm here to clarify that. Eddie Kenzo did not give money to Kennedy. Did not give money to J.M. Kennedy. If Kenzo is claiming the way he was making calls to the general headquarters, if Eddie Kenzo knows the money was given to the sub-regional account of West Nile, why is it that he's giving the money to individual person and yet his association calling organized association needs a chairperson, secretary, treasury to receive the money. Why is he calling Kennedy? Is Kennedy the treasurer? Why is he confusing West Nile?
Kennedy is the most visual artist.
But that does not pertain him to have the leadership under treasury.
But you see, this is the problem I have. Now, this story is pinned. Again, these are very defamatory statements. If Kenzo and James can decide to sue Raga Python, they're going to sue also the media house as well. Or if they understand that there's more money from the media house, they're probably going to sue the media house for platforming, for someone calling them thieves without without information. So I think this is a little bit dangerous. And I had Raga Python on my previous show, when I was doing a podcast called Hardlock Podcast. I had Raga Python on my show, and he said so many dangerous things. And at that point, I decided to, cut some of the things out before I aired the show, because some of them would indeed lag me into issues. And I actually got a lawsuit. Someone actually threatened to sue me. One of the people that Raga Python spoke about that time threatened to sue me. And so I think for Host TV, some of these things, maybe you should not do shows live. Maybe do shows, record them, and then work on them before they come out, because now the public information, you're going to change the narrative of the public so much. So Host TV has to be properly investigated to ensure that the people who are working at Host TV actually are the right people who have the right credentials. Trainings are not, these 1, 2, 3 days trainings are not enough. I know they went recently for trainings. That absolutely is not enough. If you're supposed to do something, have people who are qualified, who are journalists, who have accreditation from UCC to work on these places. If not, then you might be in problems that you would never come out of, including all the presenters, the management. Everyone has to answer to ensure that this information, this kind of thing, does not go on and happen in the future. Now, what do I think about the LP Shaddy story? I think LP Shaddy story, when he went on this TV, that was just a plain opinion. I can say anything that I don't like Logbara women. That is just an opinion. You shouldn't put that as a focus. You shouldn't over-focus on that. That was just plainly an opinion. I could say that as well. I could say I like light-skinned women, not dark-skinned women. And the fact that Arua women, most of them dark-skinned, I probably just don't like them. Yes, I understand the way he delivered it probably could sound like an insult, but I don't think necessarily what LP Shaddy said was actually an insult, and that needed to be addressed by the town clerk in an official setting and say this is what he said and stuff like that. I don't think some of these things could actually pass. You could have, ignored this story and just move on. Things could have been easier. So LP Shaddy wouldn't have released this other video that said things about you. So I think that in future we should focus as political leaders on more important pressing issues, because even when LP Shaddy has gone to jail right now, to prison actually, there's so much people, females in Arua who have supported LP Shaddy so much right now. They're saying, you know what, LP Shaddy, they offended, yes, but he shouldn't have been in, and all those kind of stuff. So I think in future, as political leaders, we should do better. Let's not jump into some of these issues. That was my take. And now that we've seen these issues have escalated, I think this is not a very good. But of course, from the second video, I really do understand some of the things that LP Shaddy said about the assistant town clerk, your funny girl, your girlfriends, and all those kind of stuff. I think that was not very right. I think if I was in the shoes of the assistant town clerk, I probably would have reacted as well. And so probably that's where the issue happened. And so the other thing I want to say right now is that TikTok has to be regulated, and TikTokers have to be regulated as well. Just the news, the story that is coming right now, as of now, at the time of recording this video, is that Nigeria actually has been banned from having TikTok lives. This is something that is trending right now on TikTok, that Nigerians have been banned from having live videos or TikTok lives because of giving a lot of very obscene and dirty stuff to the public. So there has to be some bit of regulation, if not from TikTok themselves, but even to political leaders. Now you have people like Batman Carlos who are roaming the internet without any caution and inciting people and abusing people randomly and stuff like that. If you check Batman Carlos's TikTok account, he's literally just abusing people Monday to Sunday. And And the other people as well. There's the Obama, the Goules, and the rest. And, you know, I think Goulet has become a little bit better one of these days. These are TikTokers from Arua, for those who are watching from diaspora who don't know this. And so I think really it's very, very important for us to regulate TikTokers to ensure that, you know, whatever information is coming out is not derogatory, it's not spoiling people's name, and everyone is, you know, at some point, everyone is using TikTok. Because there are kids now on that platform as well. You know, the kids there and everything has to, we need to ensure that everything is, you know, aligned well. So for me, I think all the energy right now that is being put in LP Shaddy could actually just be converted back to these TikTokers who are abusing people, who are saying bad things in Western Nile and Arua. Focus on them and talk to them. We have seen people being arrested here in Kampala. TikTokers have been arrested so much in Kampala for defamatory statements and stuff like that. They've been arrested and stuff like that. So that's basically what I think. That has been my opinion. If you're watching this video up to now, I want to say thank you so much. It's been quite a long video, but we need to make it so that you can understand exactly what's happening. And also, if you're liking the video, please like it, drop your comments continuously. I see people dropping a lot of comments in the in the live chat right now. Thank you so much. Continue dropping the comments, and you know, yeah, subscribe. If you want to partner with us, also if you want to put your advertisement here, please make sure you can do that. Thank you so much. My name is Joshua Econi, and this has been Joshua Econi Unfiltered, and we're so happy that you're able to join us. And until next time we meet, bye bye. If there's a new development, we're going to come back here, record another show to ensure that you are also informed of what's happening in the industry of West Nile. Have a good one. Have a good night. Cheers. Bye bye.